Now, we're speaking to James Wilson, the writer or the author of Guerrillas of Savo, as well as the founder of this museum exhibition. Now, between the book and the exhibition stock museum, which one came first?
The book came first. The museum was a result of our planning the commemoration for the start of the First World War on August the 15th, 2014. That was 4 years ago. And we thought that because I had a lot of artifacts, that it would be nice to be able to display those at the same time for the commemoration, which took place here and in Taita. We had about 2,500 people at that commemoration. That was to commemorate the first shot that was fired of the campaign out of the police station window at Taita.
Okay. Behind the authoring of the book and the museum, there is this story. What intrigued you about it, because you've been a manager around here for some time?
The story intrigued me because I could find no written information about the First World War in East Africa. Nobody knew about it. And it wasn't until the Friends of Fort Jesus, which is a historical society based at Fort Jesus in Mombasa, the organizer of the Friends suggested that since I started researching this, that I should start writing about it, because nobody knew about it. And I talked to the locals here, I talked to museums overseas in Europe, and most of them didn't know about it.
Was there any question concerning mistaking the First World War and the Second World War?
I've been trying to research people who've got a direct heritage from either the Carrier Corps or from the King's African Rifles. And I start talking about the First World War, and they replied to me, my father served in Burma. Burma campaign was the Second World War. So there is that confusion amongst people as to which era we're actually talking about.
Talking about the book, how long did it take you to put all the pieces together?
Oh, my book took a very long time. From the time that I started collecting notes on it to the time of publication, it was over 30 years. But I was working in between times, so it wasn't a full-time thing. This was a hobby, which later became a really passionate interest. And this is the result that you see here today.
Okay. Looking at the collections that you have here, how long did it take you to bring all this together? And what are the highlights of you seeing that what you're doing is going places, and what are your hopes?
What I'm thrilled about here is the effort that the carpenters at Taita Hills Lodge here, who've done all the carpentry work here, they've put together this wonderful diorama. This came out from the UK, courtesy of British Airways. And people, I hope, will learn a little bit about their contribution or their forefathers' contribution to the First World War in East Africa.
Looking at all these artifacts, they are interesting in their own right, but you must be having a favorite one, and which one is it?
My favorite one is actually the Pegasus footplate, which is actually behind you, and that came off HMS Pegasus, which was one of the first British warships to be sunk in Zanzibar. It happened in Zanzibar Harbour from a German cruiser that broke out of the Rufiji River, came in and shelled Pegasus and sank it. And I recovered that nameplate about 25, maybe 30 years ago now, and it's my prized possession, I think. Yeah.
Now, what do you foresee, or do you have a model of a museum that you have modeled this after, and what do you foresee the future of this collection?
Well, I have to pay great thanks to my daughter who designed all these panels here and put them together and had them printed. And she had the foresight to work out how it would fit in this place here, best of all, for the display, for the people to be able to see. And I hope many Wananchi will come in here and actually come and learn something and even contribute to it. I want to hear stories about great-grandfather, what he was doing, and this sort of thing. We need to bring out this heritage. It's a very rich heritage that people have in Kenya. We need it. And I want to be there to help bringing it out. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much. That's James Wilson, the founder of this museum stroke exhibition and writer of The Guerrillas of Savo, giving insights on the inspiration behind all these projects.